Today I'm out here with Kylo, who's a 5-month-old Rottweiler puppy, and as you can see, he is so adorable. Now, like many puppies, he's a bit too over-enthusiastic around other dogs, which means that on walks he can become really pully, he can charge up to other dogs, and a couple of times it's led to him being told off by other dogs. Now at this age, they're still so sensitive to new experiences, so the more he's getting told off by other dogs, the more likely he is to form a negative association and end up with reactivity. So our goal with Kylo today is to teach him to be super engaged, to listen really nicely around other dogs, and not just go charging off. So the first thing I'm going to do is switch Kylo's lead over. Extendable leads can be great if you know what you're doing with them, but they don't give us the most control. So whenever we have a dog that is lunging or pulling, I always like to stick to a 6-foot fixed length lead. So let's get him switched over. Now we've got his lead sorted, the first thing we want to do is teach him to respond to his name. This is so important for puppies, and it's actually something that often goes under the radar. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Tug Enough toy, I'm going to call his name, and when I do, I'm going to give him a really good game with the toy. So it's going to look a bit like this. Kylo! Get it, get it. It's on your head. It's on your head. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. And then I'm just going to pause. I'm going to wait for him to potter back again. Kylo! Good boy. Good boy. Oh, is that good? Yeah. Yeah. Go this way. Kylo! Good job. Now the great thing about playing is that it builds a really, really strong bond, and it's super easy to do. So when you do it, not only are you teaching them that great things come from you and that you're worth paying attention to, you also make yourself the most interesting thing in the environment. So everything else that comes after that is so much easier. So let's keep playing and keep engaging with him. So the first step to teaching them to listen around other dogs is just to reinforce really simple and easy things so that they want to listen to you. Now I'm going to start working on building a look at me with Kylo. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to get his attention, and I'm going to guide his eyes up this way. What's that? What's that? Yes! I'm going to mark nice and clearly with a yes when he looks in my eyes, and then he gets the treat. And I'm going to keep repeating this. Yes. Yes. Now that he's getting the hang of it, I'm just going to use my finger and not the treat. Yes. And then I'm going to start to add the cue. So I'm going to say, look at me. Yes. Good job. Look at me. Yes. And then I can work on fading away that hand signal. So we're just getting him listening to our voice. So I'm just going to say, Kylo. Look at me. Yes. And even though he's scratching while he's looking at me, I'm still going to reward him because I like what he just did. There we go. Yes. Look at me. Yes, good boy. And we can see just from rewarding him a few times for something I really like. There's a dog over there, but he's choosing to listen to me. So I'm going to keep going. Kylo. And again, I'm going to make it really fun for him to respond to his name. So all I'm going to do when he doesn't listen like that is I'm going to start making myself interesting. Come on. Come on. Oh. Kylo. Good boy. Kylo. Good boy. Ready? Kylo. Good boy. Kylo. Good boy. And the great thing is that the treat is just a nice extra here. By moving myself around and becoming interesting, that in itself is a reward. So again, there's dogs in the background. Kylo. Yes, good boy. Good boy. Look at me. Yes, good job. Good job. Now it's always really important, especially with puppies, to start at a distance where it's really easy. The easier it is, the quicker they're going to learn. It can be really tempting to want to keep pushing them, but actually that can slow down the learning process. So we always want to make it as easy as possible. So I'm going to stay around here Well, we're nice and far away from the dogs, and I'm going to continue to work with him and make it really fun to work with me. A really great thing to do at this stage of training is to also reward for what we call offered behaviour. Yes, so we can see here, I'm not actually asking Kylo for anything, but he's choosing to sit and look at me. And those are both really nice behaviours, yes. So I'm going to continue to reward them, because all that's going to happen if I do that is he's going to choose to do it more. There's something really, really powerful about rewarding behaviours that are a choice, because in this situation, he's not losing anything, he's just choosing to look at me. He's not having to come to me, he's not having to do anything really difficult, so it's a really, really powerful thing to do. Now again, to make sure that he's really happy to listen around other dogs, all I'm going to do is keep myself really nice and engaging. A common mistake at this stage of training is to let them off the lead and then just practice drilling recall for ages, so calling them back to you. But actually there's so much more that goes into recall than just teaching them to come to you. What we actually want to do is teach them to listen around all these distractions. If we've got that, then the lead can come off. It's also really important that he can listen generally, because if he's just charging up to dogs and is getting super excited, that is also going to cause that really excited behaviour that is going to get him told off by other dogs. So teaching him to be nice and calm is a really, really great start. I also want to make sure at this age with puppies that we're not just letting them say hi to every single dog that they meet. That is exactly how we create reactivity. So instead, I'm going to focus much more on teaching him to listen and just exist around other dogs. So again, I'm going to focus on getting his attention and teaching him to listen. Kylo. Good boy, yes. Good job. Good job. Kylo. Yes. Oh dear. Come on, Kylo. Now I'm not going to pull him on the lead. If he doesn't listen, I'm going to really encourage him to pay attention, because two things. I don't want to hurt his neck at this age because they are super fragile, and also I don't want to teach him to only respond when I pull on his collar. I want him to want to listen to me. So again, Kylo, look at me. And if he doesn't quite do it, that's fine. I'm just going to go back a step and I'm going to help him. What's this? Yes. Look at me. Yes. It's really important that we don't just say the cue over and over and over again, because one, I don't want him to just tune out my voice and learn that everything I say is irrelevant. And two, I don't want him to think that I have to ask 10 times for him to do it. So I'm just going to get him used to hearing me say the cue once. So again, Kylo, look at me. Yes. Look at me. Yes. Good job. And for puppies this age, smells are super distracting. So it might not seem like a big distraction, but actually it is. So it's always important when you're around distractions to go back a step and make it a little bit easier. Look at me. Yes. Look at me. Yes. Good boy. So now he's getting the hang of what we're doing. All I'm going to do is get a little bit closer. And all we're going to do is build up over time so that we're getting closer and closer to the distractions and he's still listening. So we're going to move a bit closer and I'm just going to focus on asking him to look at me. Look at me? Yes. Good boy. Let's go. Good job. Look at me. Yes. Good boy. And you see he made a really great choice there, which was to look at me rather than engage with the other dog. So again, Kylo. Yes, good boy. I will take a disengage. Ready, let's go. Good boy. Good boy. Yes. So as we can see, Kylo's done so well in his first training session. Now the key with these behaviours is to be really consistent and keep training. Remember that no behaviour can be fixed in just one session. So as he gets older now, it's so important that his training continues. So when we hand him over to his parents, we're going to make sure that they continue this training. A really easy thing to do is view your walk as your time to train. Otherwise it can start to feel really, really overwhelming. So on Kylo's walks, his focus is going to be listening, just general engagement. We're going to keep it really nice and easy, and then we're going to slowly get closer and closer to the other dogs. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and let me know in the comments what you want to see in my next video. Good boy. Oh, is it good boy? Yeah.